Hello everybody, it's almost midnight here on the West Coast, California, and today is July 29th. Thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel. I have an update to the video I did about 10-11 days ago called Mass Exodus of Gold from the COMEX and ETFs. Mike Maloney's come out with a video where he's talking with Grant Williams and they're discussing the chart that I had discussed in more detail than I can, and it's really good information. You're going to want to check this out. He gives some additional charts. Mike Maloney shows an updated chart of the COMEX and gold that's being taken out, and they go into a discussion about, you know, this from the GLD. It can't just be just little players that are just pulling out gold. I mean, this has to be large quantities of gold, like bullion banks that are pulling all this out. And ever since Germany requested their little 3% of what they got at the New York Fed in 7 years to get 3% of their gold. I mean, and there's no manipulation going on here, of course. I mean, I don't want to insinuate that in any way. Of course, that's just a conspiracy, you know. It's conspiracy theorists talking about all this gold manipulation, and that's why it keeps getting held down. I mean, it's really in a bubble, and the bubble's popped, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm just getting so sick and tired of that whole bubble thing. I got another comment. Somebody's like, you know, make sure you don't not listen to this guy. I mean, precious metals are in a bubble. You got Glenn Beck and Mike Maloney here and everybody just pushing them on up and getting you into them, and they've created a bubble. Who in the hell owns gold and silver? I mean, come on. Nobody's buying this stuff but you and I. And you and I aren't a lot of people, because most people are watching the big game. You know, this doesn't have to do nothing with sports or baseball or football or Dance with the Stars or Family Guy or you know, whatever it is that keeps everybody entertained. This doesn't have nothing to do with that. And you know, in the housing bubble, everybody and their hairdresser was flipping homes and shit, and now, you know, we got this bubble in the precious metals. That's just so ridiculous. And of course we don't have any manipulation either. I mean, this is not manipulated. Germany says give us 300 tons of our 1,700 from the New York Fed, and the price gets slammed down. Professional traders can see how all these stop losses are just being triggered all the way down, because you get the price drop so hard, and they got the stop in there so that they don't get nailed by a huge drop, and you know, they can save themselves, and they all get triggered electronically, and it just, so the price gets hammered. So anyhow, I want to show you real quick. This was the chart that I had showed you. I had shown you on the COMEX right here when the Bundesbank requested their 300 tons. What's happened, the red line being the price, and then, you know, what's happened with the COMEX here and the ETF holdings. And Mike Maloney has an updated chart of that you want to check out. I'll put the link down below. And then he also connects the fact that, okay, what would you expect would happen with silver in this same scenario? If you haven't seen, which I don't think you have yet, the silver COMEX chart, wouldn't you expect it to look just like this? I mean, usually gold and silver go together as far as the amount of metal, you know, proportionate to a certain percentage that comes in and out of the COMEX. I mean, usually they go. You wouldn't expect a mass exodus of gold and you have the silver going up. I mean, come on. I don't think it can be any more clear what's going on here. I mean, you lend something to somebody and then they go and sell it. And then you have someone come to you and say, hey, I want my gold back. And you're like, oh shit, I lent that out. I better go get that back from that guy. I got the, you know, he's got the paper claim on it. So you go over there, hey, we need the gold back. So-and-so wants their gold. And it's like, oh, wow, well, we sold it. Okay, well, okay, 7 years. You know, we'll give you a little bit of time, you know, because there's probably some other countries that are going to want their gold back too. So the other central banks, so we'll give you some time, you know, but you got to get this back. So, boom, slam the price down, get all these, you know, stop loss drops, and then all this massive exodus of the gold. I don't know. Are we at the bottom? Who knows? That's why I didn't even make a prediction on the gold price. When you have a manipulated market, how can you be making predictions on gold. All these guys said gold's going to be at 5,000, 10,000. It very well could be, and I believe will be one day, but who knows when. I mean, you get these bullion banks and central banks messing with it. Anyhow, really good informational video here. I'll link it up below, and I'll talk to you all soon.